Happy New Week. Welcome to Prime Business. I am Emma Davis. So our stories for tonight: some oil marketing companies have started increasing prices of petroleum products at the pumps. This is despite earlier projections of prices going down for the next 2 weeks. Meanwhile, the Association of Oil Marketing Companies says the Cedi's performance has been a major factor influencing price hikes at the pumps. Dr. Revison Opon is the chief executive of the association.
GOIL took the lead, selling a litre of petrol at 14
I would say implemented early this month. That is causing the increase in the pump price. That is not the case. Let's do a bit of education here. The floor price, according to MPA, was meant to educate and guide most of the AOMCs to price war. Yes, we have issues with it, but we are dealing with MPA to make it even better. But if you have a flat price moving from 753 to 940, it should tell you that indeed that will also affect the delivered cost of the product. And also with the impact in the forex and the depreciation of the cedi would also affect the product. Remember, we buy the product in dollars, not in cedis.
The chief executive for the Ghana National Gas Company, Dr. Ben Asante, is making a case for more gas pipelines in the West African sub-region to improve the distribution of the commodity at an affordable rate for countries that need it most. According to him, the lack of infrastructure on the continent and the region is contributing to the high cost of gas to supply power plants across the region. Dr. Asante made the call at the ongoing Society of Petroleum Engineers Biennial Summit.
The second biennial summit and exhibition of the Society of Petroleum Engineers is part of the initiatives to create a common platform to discuss matters of concern for the industry. Chief Executive for Ghana Gas, Dr. Ben Asante, in a keynote speech, advocated adequate investment in infrastructure, including pipelines, to be able to transport gas to member countries at an affordable rate.
Having all those who are net exporters of gas, to have the requisite infrastructure to connect to those who are net importers. So, we were talking before with Equatorial Guinea, Nigeria, and whatnot. So the idea of having that Morocco pipeline is great. Secondly, the West African gas pipeline, which has been in operation for well over 10, 15 years, is also a laudable idea to bring gas over to Togo and certainly to Ghana as the anchor point. But we need more intra-continent to link those who are net exporters of this valuable commodity to those who are net importers.
Section Director for SPE Ghana and Coordinator for the Association of Oil Marketing Companies Ghana, Dr. Revison Opon, explained that technology can be deployed to deal with the infrastructure gap in the sector.
In the moment on when discussing the energy transition issues, we actually discovered three challenges that Africa faced, and the first one was geopolitics. Second one was funding, and then the main one was technology. We realized that we could not transform because we lacked technology, and the reason why we chose this topic is to start a discussion around energy transformation, digitalization, and innovation.
The regional director for SPE Africa, Egoho Efiam, stressed the need for more collaboration between government and private sector for Africa to maximize benefits from the oil and gas industry.
It's been very receptive. The governments have been very receptive. You've seen GNPC is there, you see Ghana Gas is there. We have folks even from the Nigeria Council are here as well. Senior people from other countries that are also here as well. So I believe that SPE has been giving quite a welcoming, a very big welcome, both in Ghana and elsewhere in Africa. It's impressive, I assure you.
Away from the energy sector, Indigenous Bank GCB has hinted of the need to expand its operations beyond the shores of the country in the coming years. This was disclosed by its managing director, Kofi Adomako. The bank, which made a dramatic return from losses in 2022, believes the expansion will enable the commercial bank to capitalize on opportunities that exist in the African Continental Free Trade Area. The bank held a Thanksgiving service to commemorate its 70th anniversary.
Starting with 23 staff in 1953, GCB Bank was the first Ghanaian-owned bank. The 70th anniversary celebration of the bank coincided with a remarkable turnaround from a significant loss in 2022 due to the domestic debt exchange exercise to an impressive profit after tax of 944.1 million Ghana cedis. Total assets also experienced exponential growth from 21.3 billion in 2022 to 26.9 billion in 2023. Additionally, total cash on hand increased by 25% to 5.6 billion, reaffirming the bank's position as one of the largest banks in terms of asset value in the country. Speaking at the Thanksgiving service to climax the 70th anniversary celebration of the bank, Managing Director of the bank, John Kofi Adomako, details what spurs the bank on.
The resilience of the bank has seen us through. From a bank born in 1953, we come in Nkrumah time, to a bank today, 70 years later. It's clear what GCB has achieved. We've achieved quite a lot for our shareholders, for our staff, and for our customers, more importantly. GCB Bank has been very successful from that perspective. We've carried all stakeholders along. We've shaped the business of doing banking in Ghana. We've invested heavily in indigenous Ghanaian businesses and in rural communities and brought development to those communities.
Mr. Adomako emphasized the need for the bank to expand its operations beyond Ghana's borders.
Looking at the African market today, with the Continental Free Trade Area creating one market, for a bank like GCB, it's time for us to go out of Ghana.
He expressed optimism about the economy's rebound.
I'm focused on the economy, and we know we are working with the IMF, and so the government is implementing a program. I'm confident that we will come out successful as a country eventually.
Delivering the sermon, Reverend Eastwood Anaba urged banks to focus on supporting the local economy.
May God empower you to go into something, I just give that term, sacrificial banking. I don't know what it means. It just jumped into my mind and I just thought I should say that a bank should think about, and I know you do that, some of the rural communities you adopt and you help. May the Lord empower you to do it and to do more.
The Thanksgiving service, attended by current and past managers and staff, board members, clients, and shareholders, featured prayers and blessings from members of the clergy. The event concluded with praise and appreciation for GCB Bank's achievements.
On the last two episodes of Entrepreneur in You, we learned how to calculate our cost per lead and how to calculate our conversion rate, which is in the efficiency at which we turn a lead into a paying customer. Today, Dr. Maxwell Ampon explains our retention rate, which is our ability at which we keep the customers we have now.
Hello, the last two episodes we've learned about your costs per lead, which is the cost it takes you to generate one lead. And then we learned about the conversion rate, which is your efficiency at turning those leads into paying customers. Today we speak about your customer retention rate, which is your company or your business's ability to retain or keep the customers that you now have. So you need three numbers or three figures or three sets of data in order to do this. Let's start with the first set of data. You need to know the number of customers that you start the year with. Let's call this start customers. And then you need the customers that you gain during the period. Let's say you gain 50 customers during a 1 year period. Let's call this during customers. And then you have the number of customers that you have at the end of the period. Let's call this your end customers. Now your customer retention rate is calculated as your end customers minus your during customers divided by your start customers multiplied by 100%. So it means that if you started the year with 100 customers but you ended the year with 120 customers, don't forget you gained 50 customers during that period. period. Your customer retention rate isn't really bothered about the 50. It's trying to figure out how many of that 100 stay. That is why in this instance, it's going to be 120 minus the 50 divided by 100 times 100%, which then gives 70 divided by 100 by 100%, essentially telling you that 70% of your customers stayed within that period. Now, you see, when you open it up like this, one might jubilate over gaining 50 customers, but you were able to retain 70% of your customers, and therefore it means you lost 30%. Almost 1/3 of your customers did not come back. What does that mean? Why is a customer retention rate very important to us? It's important because it means something is wrong with your customer satisfaction strategy. You need to satisfy your customers to make sure that they stay. Of course, it also means that in this instance, your conversion rate is quite good because you gain 50% of the number of customers that you started with during the period that is in question, let's say within this 1 year period. But the customer retention rate is looking at how many of your customers stay. So going back to the formula, it's the end customers minus the during customers divided by the start customers expressed as a percentage. It's vital to your business. It's vital to you bringing out the entrepreneur in you. Thank you very much. Keep well.
Entrepreneur in You series comes your way every Monday and Thursday on the Joy News channel, on Radio Joy FM, and on all our social media platforms. That's it for tonight. I am Emma Davis. For more business news, do log on to myjoyonline.com. Have a good evening.